Okay, here we are. Let's go ahead and remove the blocker, my camera, and get to the battle. Summer Song is the map. It is 0-0 in the first battle of this best of 3. ODM Xiphos going to be bringing the Norskins, while a red player, BBB Tesla, is going to be bringing the BBB Beastmen. Where is the Chaos greater than High Elves? Hell yeah, 0. Alright, it's cool, man. Just hit me up and we can hop in that co-casting chat whenever you're ready. Now, let us go ahead and start with our blue player. Sweet. Okay. Marauder Horsemen going to be making up the front line of Chaos Skirmishing Cav. We're then going to have for the main line infantry, Marauders. Looks like 4 of them. A couple of them, or one of them with 2 chevrons, the others with 1 chevron a pop. Also have some Marauder Spearmen in the back line with a single chevron. We're going to have Skin Wolves, 4 of them. We also have the Beast of Tashnar in the rear. Now, for the leadership of this army is going to be here in the center. We are going to be seeing a Shaman Sorcerer of Fire right here on foot. We're going to have the Burning Head, and the Flaming Sword of Ruin is going to be on here as well with Kindle Flame. Aside from that, we have a Skinwolf Werekin coming into battle. The Skinwolf Werekin is going to be bringing Ruinous Flesh. And then we have Throg, who will be coming naked. That rounds out the Norscan army, so let's see what the Beastmen have brought. Now for the Beastmen here, we have Chaos Warhounds with Poison. We are going to have Ungor Spearmen herd. Looks like 5 of them, all of them with shields. Going to have them backed up by 3 units of Chaos Spawn. Keep in mind they have that poison. Going to have 2 Razor Gore herd. The Butchers of Kalkengard for that terror. And then we have Centigores. So 2 units here on the right flank with a Poison Warhound out in front of them. And make it 2 Poison Warhounds. Now, for the leadership, it's going to be short and sweet. We have a Shaman Sorcerer here. Bray Shaman Sorcerer, sorry. Going to have Cygor Summon as well as Vile Tide and Bestial Surge. Morgar the Shadowgave going to have both of his summons. And that will be it. Alright, players kind of pivoting in a counterclockwise fashion, as it looks like Norska is trying to refuse their left flank, as the Beastmen continue to try to push hard on that right flank of theirs. And looks like the Beastmen may be able to catch some Marauders out, but the Norskins, I think, recognizing this, going to put their Skin Wolves into position to counter that aggression. And the Beastmen also, in turn, are going to notice the Skin Wolf movement and going to go ahead and pull back and just wait for their infantry to continue closing the gap. Marauder Horsemen continuing to be a nuisance. But I do think that's one big shortcoming in this Beastman army that I'm seeing so far, is there is 0 range. I mean, not that Beastmen need range units in all of their builds by any stretch of the imagination. They are not known as a strong ranged faction to begin with. But I would like to see something to try and help counter this Marauder Horseman play. But I suppose out of all the units they could be shooting these Ungor Spearmen herd with shields is honestly the best case scenario for the Beastmen. This is exactly who they want to be soaking up all of that early damage. Alright, Marauder Horsemen, still good on ammunition, but you can see some of them are getting close to half ammunition, and they're definitely getting good value in the sense that they're going to eliminate these units. I shouldn't say good value. They're getting out good damage, but I don't think they're getting out good value. Right here, this is good value. Shooting down the Poison Warhounds, continuing to help flex that mobility advantage from the Norskins, that ranged advantage, but shooting down the Spearmen, I think, is going to be a mistake in the long run, just because they're sinking so many javelins into them, and these javelins have so many other targets that are worth so much more. You have Razor Gore herd that you can rampage. You have Chaos Spawn that have no armor. You have all sorts of things that you can be using those javelins on besides spearmen. All right, over here, looks like combat's going to get started. Aberghost, thank you for the follow. We have Throg diving into combat with Morgor, the Shadow Gave, Skinwolf Werekin in here against the Chaos Spawn. We're also going to be seeing the Butchers of Kalkengard diving in, but now it does look like the Norskins here might have gotten into a bad engagement. We're going to see a Cygor summon. Oh no, sorry, the Chaos Spawn summon coming over here. And now look at this. Throg and the Skinwolf Werekin are completely surrounded by Beastmen forces. That is not going to be pretty. Over here, though, this is going to be nasty. A Burning Head going right through that thick formation of Beastmen units, doing a ton of damage to the Ungor Spearmen and the Razorgore Herd. Chaos Spawn seem to have escaped most of the damage, but man, a devastating play in what looked like a trap for the Norskins ended up looking like it turned into a trap for the Beastmen, as a lot of units just got burned right there by the Shaman Sorcerer. Shaman Sorcerer here, 29 kills on top of her already from that Burning Head. Over here in the backlines, we have Centigors hitting these Skinwolves, Poison Warhounds in here too, but the Beast of Tashnar, Marauder Spearmen, and more Skinwolves are in combat there, and not looking too good for the Beastmen here as the Warhounds are going to start the rout. But ooh, nice little Vile Tide going down there. Exact some revenge against the Norskins for that assault. Over here in the mainline engagement, so let's go see how things are going. We see that the Butchers of Kalkengard still alive and well, pretty much full health. We have the Shaman Sorcerer of Fire throwing down another Burning Head, but about to get routed, and oh, going off just in the nick of time. This time it may do some friendly fire, but it's also going to just demolish Ungor Spearman Herd. And that leadership penalty from the burned trait is nothing to scoff at. It is absolutely devastating to a low leadership faction like the Beastmen. Norskin Marauders continuing to go unchallenged and just pour in javelins. But as you see, it looks like they are getting lower and lower in ammunition across the board. Some of these guys down to maybe their last few javelins. Over here, Chaos Spawn coming in. Beastmen looking strong for now while the Chaos Spawn summons are active. We will see if they can keep up the momentum, though, after that. I just worry here that the Norskins have such a monopoly on the mobility game right now that I can't see the Beastmen really holding it together. Yeah, Razorgore Herd over here trying to come and catch these Marauder Horsemen. Marauder Horsemen getting a Vile Tide on top of them, that's going to hurt. Beast of Tashnar coming in, Skinwolves coming in, some Ungor Spearmen getting into combat. But Marauder's going to come in and rear charge them in turn. And this Monster Mash, I think, looking pretty good for Norsk at the moment. Yeah, BBB Tesla going to concede defeat, and ODM Xiphos going to take the first victory in this best of 3. But yeah, I mean, a great first game. Let's update the scoreboard before I forget. Take a look here. So, looking across the Beastmen forces here. I mean, I just think the lack of missile power in this case came back to bite them in the ass pretty hard. Because it just felt like over time, the Beastmen were getting impatient because of just the constant pressure from those 4 Marauder Horsemen. Because I think any player would start getting impatient and feeling the pressure, like, okay, these guys are just getting free damage, what do I do? Trying to close the gap, maybe not getting the best engagements. And then, aside from that, I think the Norskin here, the Norskin player with the Shaman Sorcerer of Fire, absolutely key. Because without those Burning Heads, I'm not sure Norska would have had it. Because the Burning Heads did a great job of clearing out a lot of infantry. Maybe not even necessarily like killing all the infantry models or anything like that, but applying the damage to their HP bar, and then I would argue more importantly, basically burning away that leadership with the -8 leadership for the burn trait, allowing those routes to kick in earlier. So really well played to test. Like, I like this army and I liked the approach to the battle, but Xiphos there I think just really having a good advantage going into the battle on the pick just by having the 4 Marauder Horsemen with really nothing to challenge them. I mean, you have the Warhounds and Centaurs to chase them, but obviously you can easily then, redeploy your Skin Wolves to help counter that. So this Norscan army just well executed by Xiphos there. So, alas, here we are loading into the map. Altdorf outskirts. We got Xiphos with the Wood Elves taking on Tesla and the Tomb King. So let's remove my camera and get to it. Yeah, I don't hate normal dwarfs anymore. I'm totally cool with them. Alright, now, starting with our red player this time, we have BBB Tesla. Now, for his Infantry Core, we're going to be seeing 3 units of Skeleton Spearmen. We're also going to be seeing 4 units of Skeleton Warriors here. Now, other than that, we will have a ranged core consisting of 4 skeleton archers. I don't know why I didn't circle them all at once. We have 3 Nakara Horsemen, who I absolutely love. Got some carrion up in the air. We're going to have a Screaming Skull Catapult. Looks like it's kind of getting deployed further into the back here with some trees. Then we're going to be seeing Ushapti with great bows. Looks like 2 of them. And then we're getting into the leadership. So, starting with a Lich Priest of Death. We're going to have Fate of Bune and Spirit Leech on top of this bad boy. And then we are going to have the big... Oh, no, just kidding. Not the Big Papa himself, not Cetra. We have a Tomb King, generic variety. He's going to be riding a War Sphinx into battle with the Scorpion's armor. Now, for the Wood Elves, being led by ODM Xiphos, looks like we're going to have 4 units of Hawk Riders up there in the air. Going to have a Spellsinger of Life on top of an Eagle. Going to have Earthblood, Power Stone, and Awakening of the Wood. Now for the Infantry Core, we do see Eternal Guard. Looks like 5 of them. And going to have, 2 with shields, the rest unshielded. Now we do have 2 regular treekin here. 1 in the forest, 1 out in the open. And then we have the Firebark Elders. Oh, there they go. Now, behind the Firebark Eldars, we will have Papa Durthu himself. He is going to be bringing the Sword of Daith and nothing else. Now, besides that, we do... Oh, just kidding. We don't have any different units. Just the Hawk Riders have been vanguarded in the back line. So, on that note, I think we've covered both armies, and we'll just wait for the players to begin. And I think we want to keep an eye out here on the Vanguard deployment in the back line and see if the Wood Elves can pull it off or not. I mean, I worry with 2 Ushapti with Great Bow and this many Skeleton Archers back here that the Wood Elves might be in for a rude awakening, but maybe I'm overestimating the Ushapti with Great Bows. Spirit Leech, I know, will be painful for them, though. However, I also know if all of those Eagles get on top of that Lich Priest and shoot him, they can snipe him pretty quickly, but they're not going to be able to get that close because of the Ushapti and the Skeleton Archers. So, Spellsinger of Life getting a lot of arrows shot in her direction, drawing some fire, which I think is a nice play. Going to see Awakening to the Wood on top of these Skeleton Archers, a nice play. Okay, Hawks. Xiphos doing a good job so far of microing them around rather quickly, trying to keep the targeting difficult for the Wood Elves, but he's got to be careful, and the big thing he's got to remember too is you cannot dodge a Spirit Leech. Lich Priest still alive and well. Skeleton Archers, one of them has taken some damage, but everybody else is doing just fine, and it looks like the Wood Elves are just getting the worst of this trade at the moment. Ooh! Screaming Skull Catapult making a connection with one of the Hawk Rider models, knocking it out of the game. There goes another Awakening the Wood. This one doing a lot of good damage too. It almost seems like the Wood Elves are just kind of like content that if they can knock out these archers or other range units, that they don't care if they lose all of their units. But it does seem like Durthu and the Infantry Core here, with the Treekin support, are going to be pushing out towards the Tomb King lines. Tomb King's already kind of refusing that left flank, kind of pivoting backwards towards the rest of their army, because I think they're recognizing, rightly so, that they are getting the better of this engagement in the skirmishing phase of the fight. These Hawk Riders all taking some serious damage. Earthblood going down here. We have the Spellsinger of Life fighting the Carrion. Ushapti the Great Bow is just continuing to devastate these Hawk Riders. One of them routing off the field, and the remaining 3 all pretty tattered, to say the least. Alright, over here, looks like we have the Treekin coming into play. Skeleton Warriors running away, and Skeleton Spearmen diving in. Treekin taking advantage of the fact that they weren't embraced, I think. And going to get a little charge in there. And Durthu is coming out as well. Spirit Leech going down on top of the Treekin. Hawk Riders continue to be shot up by the Skeleton Archers. Yeah, Screaming Skull Catapult continue to just fire away, apply that leadership penalty as soon as it connects a shot on top of the enemy. Leadership penalty is going to be -8, and that's on top of the leadership penalty being shot by artillery already throws down on units. Over here, Tomb Kings led by Tesla continuing to look strong, I would say. I mean, it looks like some of the Nakara Horsemen are looking worse for wear, and it does look like their frontline infantry is getting overwhelmed slowly but surely. But I mean, I guess we'll have to see. I mean, Durthu, he's taking some damage, but for now he's still doing just fine. We have the Spellsinger of Life pinned in place over here, and this is going to be a bad news, because if they lose the healing, that's going to be a lot easier for the Tomb Kings to win this fight. But one Earthblood going off now, Awakening to the Wood going down here on top of these units who aren't very well armored, and Hawk Riders diving in for a rear charge. And just like that, the Wood Elves start looking to be a little bit stronger. Ushapti Summon coming in. So right now, Ushapti, one of them getting attacked by some Hawk Riders. The other Ushapti, I guess I've lost track of, or it was killed when I wasn't paying attention, or I'm just blind and it's sitting in front of me. Aha, there it is. It's in melee combat for some reason. Love to see those Ushapti Great Bows pull out of combat and just start shooting down Durthu. But I don't know. The Tomb Kings look like they may be getting overwhelmed by the Wood Elf forces as they come crashing in. We do see some routes here. Treekin routing, the Spellsinger of Life routing, which is actually a good thing for the Spellsinger of Life. This Ushapti boat needs to be pulled back. Get out of here. I don't care which direction, but just get away from Durthu. And begin pouring in your armor-piercing missile fire to support. The Eternal Guard are going to be pushing deeper into the Tomb King lines now. We're going to be seeing that the Scorpion armor is going to be popped here as he gets closer to 50% health. Is it 50% or is it 20? Oh. It is 50%, so 22% ward save on top of this guy. Balance of power starting to go to the Wood Elves, though. And as you can see, it just looks like there's overwhelming the front line here. I mean, we have Skeleton Warriors diving in. What remains of the Skeleton Spearmen diving in. Nakara Horsemen are on top of some Eternal Guard with shields. Looks like they're going to win that combat. Treekin are back here routing the Skeleton Archers, and there's a lot of back and forth here. Engagements being won and lost by both sides on multiple parts of the battlefield. The Tomb Kings did lose one of their Ushapti Greatbow complete. Oh no, I lied. They did not. And now both of the Ushapti are actually doing what they've needed to be doing, and it is sitting back a little bit and targeting Durthu, I believe, while the Skeleton Archers are going to be targeting the Eternal Guard Infantry over here in combat with the Skeleton Spearmen. And this could be where the Tomb Kings bring it back. We will see if they can keep the missile pressure up and make it significant enough to actually shut down Durthu. But these Ushapti Greatbows, why do they keep coming in to fight? I'm guessing maybe just to slow down the advance of the Wood Elves or something, but they have good speed. They they have 54 speed compared to like 35 speed of Durthu and 34 on the Treekin. So really love to see those guys use that speed and just get the hell out of there while they can. Over here, we're going to be seeing Nakara Horsemen coming into play. Man, what a close fight this is turning out to be. Spellsinger Life is still alive, wavering on the peripheries of the battlefield. If she gets into range of one of those Ushapti with Greatbows, they absolutely need to make her a priority. But I mean, at this point, it's a moot point, because we see that these Ushapti are crumbling out of existence. There's only 2 of them left, and this other unit just ran out of ammunition. So going to be a painful loss for the Tomb Kings here, losing this last Ushapti, which honestly might have been the linchpin to victory here. We will see. We will see. Firebark Elders getting attacked by Ushapti Greatbows. Skeleton Spearmen are supporting. Archers are shooting at the Hawk Riders, which I would love to see them turn around and maybe shoot the Firebark Elders. Over here, Treekin getting eliminated by the Tomb King and Nakara Horsemen. Skeleton Archers continuing to fire in. What an absolute crazy close game, chat. Spellsinger of Life getting on the ground. Nakara Horsemen coming in, perhaps to try and rout her off the field. And look at that, a clean jump in on top of him. And suddenly the Spellsinger of Life is pinned on the ground. Oh, but the Hawk Riders coming in to save her at the last instant there. Possibly at the expense of their own life, but no, looks like they may survive too. Nakara Horsemen just running away. Debilitated. Are they crumbling? No, critical binding. At this point, they might want to turn around and just attack the Spellsinger. Over here, though, Durthu getting low on health. But the balance of power is still firmly in his favor, because these Treekin are full health, people. Nakara Horsemen fighting the Spellsinger, and it looks like they might be winning, but she's wavering. They are crumbling. Oh my goodness gracious. Spellsinger going to be able to win that, or is she going to rout? 500 HP left. Eternal Guard are coming into play, but there go the Nakara Horsemen. Complete shatter. We see the Tomb King over here coming out to fight the Firebark Elders and save the Skeleton Archers. Now, Skeleton Archers are out of ammunition. Oh no! And it's just going to be the Tomb King at this point. Tomb King is going to want to try and focus on eliminating these Eternal Guard before anything, but I think at this point it's going to be too little too late, because you have Earthblood from the Spellsinger. On top of that, you have a full health unit of Treekin and Papa Durthu. Now, Durthu is a heavy-hitting lord, to be sure. Looks like the Tomb King's going to be able to get a free shot on him, though. Oh, no. There he goes. Oh my goodness gracious. Terror kicking in on top of the Spellsinger. Tomb King diving into combat on top of the Eternal Guard, terror routing both of them. And Skeleton Archers staying in combat with the Treekin. And oh my god, the Tomb King. He might be able to turn around and go toe-to-toe with Durthu. But it looks like he's going to come over here and try to chase down the Eternal Guard. I don't know. I almost wanted to see him just go against Durthu there while he was separated from the Treekin. There we go. A nice charge from the Tomb King, terror-outing the Eternal Guard once again. Skeleton Archers getting into combat against the Treekin. And now the Tomb King coming after Durthu. Durthu going to give him a counter charge. Oh, both of them going to get a charge off. In comes the Spellsinger of Life. Oh, nope, she's not going to do it. She lied. Durthu and the Tomb King continue to just go toe-to-toe. Oh, Durthu's such a boss. Neither one of these guys wanting to go down for the count. Oh, the Shatter kicking in. And that's going to be a Wood Elf victory to Xiphos after a very, very close game. Beautifully played to both ODM Xiphos and BBB Tesla. God bless them. Awesome series. Bart confirmed as loud as bite. That was a crazy good battle. Hey, it's okay. That's what replays are for, my friend. Go ahead and check it out, Eleni Ikovic. It was a wonderful battle. And if you don't see it here, always check out my YouTube and you can see battles there, which I'll post a link to now. So, I mean, this battle, look at that. Ushabti 2100, 888 here. Skeleton Archers, the Nakara Horsemen, always just so important in matchups like this. Tomb King really putting up an A+ effort there, as did the Lich Priest. Durthu over here, pff, no questions, he's just taking names, kicking ass. Over here, Hawk Riders, in spite of a rough start, you know, they were able to come out and still assist with the victory in the end, and the Treekin just absolutely pivotal to the victory there. Not a ton of value gold-wise, but just clearing off so much chaff from BBB Tesla's army.